The Jefferson Educational Society wrapped up its global summit tonight. Tonight's guest speaker was Erie native Dr. Robert Papp, who was a world-renowned expert on terrorism studies. Brian Wilk joins us now in the control room with more on his important message. Brian.
That's right, Jill. The doctor headlined Political Violence in America and the Implications for Democracy. He spoke to a full crowd on big social issues in our country, including domestic terror on the left and the right. A packed crowd at the Yale Ballroom at Gannon University listened to Dr. Papp talk about the current most dangerous threats to national security. He says it's not coming from overseas, but here in America. Starting in 2020, we have seen the rise of collective political violence.
On the left, with some of the George Floyd protests, where collective political violence from the left, we have not seen that since the 1960s.
He adds on January 6th, there was collective political violence from the right.
And we haven't seen that kind of collective political violence on the right since the 1920s. So these are extremely different types of problems. And these really are threats to our democracy.
His goal is to not make people scared, but to understand that we should be concerned.
And so I believe that once we understand that we have a problem, that will make us better able to have solutions to that problem.
Brian Graff was there and says it's great to hear from such a well-known political scientist.
And given everything that's been happening in the country over the last few years, I think we really need to get a handle on this, try to understand it, and see what implications it does have for our democracy.
These are two different aspects or sides that we might come from, but how each of these speakers has presented is really showing, the common ground and how we can use these to better our community.
And the doctor was honored by the Hagen History Center with an award during the event. He was also given the key to the city by Erie Mayor Joe Schember.